So it's that time again. The creative juices have been flowing and Fusion 360 has been involved. So a friend of mine asked if I could make a charging stand for the PlayStation Portal, and then I quickly responded yes with RGB. So in this video we're going to take a look at the PlayStation Portal charging stand with RGB that I designed and then printed off. And of course I did make two, one for that friend as well. So of course every journey starts with an idea. A charging dock for the PlayStation Portal. So I hopped on over to Fusion 360 and started getting to work. Now unfortunately the first time I designed it, it was way too big, comically big. You could stand this thing on the floor and use it. So after changing the design, I settled on this more classic stand with the arm at the back reaching through. Now it is printed in quite a few separate pieces just to make it easier, but we start off with the main section at the top that actually holds the PlayStation Portal itself. The USB-C cable will be fed through and held in place. Now this next tubular section, that is basically going to hold the wire that goes down and obviously the structure of it. We have the main base, which the wires will go through. Then we have the bottom section, which has a ring that's going to hold the RGB strip, and then a transparent PLA printed main bottom, which of course is going to let that light through, and it's going to hold all the electronics. Now of course Fusion 360 does have a render mode, and it gives us a lot better look at what it's going to look like once it's been printed and built. It looks pretty good. Now of course I will put the links in the description below to everything we used in this video, including the link for the Maker World where you can get the STL files so you can print one of these really cool charging docks yourself. Now of course the best place to start is going over everything that you're going to need to make one of these docks. So over to the top down camera and let's have a look at everything you're going to need. Now we're going to start off with the electronics, and of course that's for the RGB. So we have an ESP32, we have a kind of power distribution board, we have the RGB LEDs, we have a USB-C cable that I've cut, and a USB-C port. You can see it there with the red and black wire. So next we'll look at the 3D printed parts. We have the main base, we have the top piece, and that of course has the USB-C cable in it, and that's what the portal goes on. Then we'll have the arm piece at the back that holds the cable. We've got the ring for the RGB, which is on top of that plate. And then of course the transparent part that's going to allow that RGB to shine through. Now let's have a closer look at the PCBs we're using in this project, because it is sponsored by jlcpcb and they did make both of these boards for me. So first of all, this is the main plate at the bottom. It has a positive and negative terminal for 5 volts. Then it has 2 negative out and 2 positive out, because the plan is to send power to the ESP32 and the PlayStation Portal for charging. Now the good thing about this PCB is it's actually quite heavy, so it's going to add to stability. So we also got them to make these really cool ESP32s. It has jlcpcb on the back, which is a nice little touch. These ESP32s are from an open source design, and I will put a link in the description below. It's basically going to stick on top of it. It doesn't matter if it covers my logo because you're not actually going to see anything once it's all put together. Now these PCBs, these ESP32s, come on this little carrier board, and all you have to do really is snap them off and program them. Like I said before, we're not going to go over programming WLED on this ESP32 in this video because I've done a dedicated video on it already. Go click in the top right hand corner to check that video out. Now as I said, this video is sponsored by jlcpcb. They will bring your ideas to life and manufacture the PCBs for your projects. In their state-of-the-art facility, they have professionals on hand to look over your files to make sure everything is going to work as you intended. They're really competitive on pricing, and it is super easy to order online. So let's go order some PCBs now to see what that process looks like. So it's as easy as going to the website and drag and dropping your Gerber files, give it some time to load. Once it does, you'll see the actual PCBs themselves. It will tell you the size, the dimensions. You can select how many you want, what colour you want them to be. Of course, we've gone for black and white here. You've got all the other options you could ever wish for, and you can also have it assembled with the parts if, say, you were getting the ESP32 using the BOM file, etc. Now, it's only $10.40 for 5 of these boards, which is really good. Now, it's also worth clicking on the coupons at the bottom to see what other coupons they have, because they've always got special offers. So for more information and the latest offers, check the link in the description below. So thanks again to JLC for sponsoring this video and all the other videos they sponsor. Your help is much appreciated. So next comes the fun part. Let's go and put it all together. Now, there is a couple of things we're not going to go over in this video, soldering being one of them. And the second one, we're not going to be going over how to set up the ESP32 and configure it. If you want to see a dedicated video on that, go click up there somewhere and check out my WLED sort of dedicated guide for setup. So with that out of the way, let's go back to the top-down camera and actually get one of these put together. Now, as always, I don't really want to make this video too long, so we're going through the footage really fast. As you can see, I'm putting the USB-C port in with the positive and negative for that 5 volts. That main PCB that you see there, that's the one that's going to basically split the power between the ESP32 and basically charging the PlayStation Portal. Now, once I got that in, I tinned up the points, put that ESP32 down with some double-sided tape, and then basically just soldered all the wires across. So the 5 volts, positive, the negative, again with the USB cable, and then at this point I just quickly plug it in to make sure the portal's charging, which it is. And now it's time to connect the 3 wires for the RGB LEDs, and that all went successful. You can see they're all lit up here, and I can change all the different functions with WLED on my phone. So I decided to put some super glue on there to keep it in place and then use the activator, and that's exactly how I did it to put the whole thing together. So we feed the wire through, we put more glue, basically stuck everything together, and that's it. Everything's done. We glue the last piece, which is the base, and then everything's working. I did plug the cable back in one last time just to make sure everything's good, and as you can see, it's job done. Now, of course, not everyone likes RGB, and I'm not going to tell you just turn it off. What you can do is when you go to the Maker website and click on the link in the description below, there's going to be a base version that says non-RGB base. Make sure you grab that one, because that'll have just a little semicircle cut out so you can route your existing cable through the charging stand, and you won't have to worry about any of the RGB stuff, because you'll just use the original cable, and then yeah, you can take the cable back out if you so wish. It's not permanent. So again, this was another really fun project, and it was so satisfying to actually design something yourself. I get the most satisfaction rather than just going onto Amazon and buying something. I think to myself, can I design something to do the same job? And that is definitely the case with this PlayStation charging stand, especially because it's got the RGB the way I want it. I want to control it with my phone over Wi-Fi. Now, if you want to design stuff yourself, I definitely recommend Fusion 360 because it's free and there's so many tutorials online. I actually found it really easy to learn, pick up, and ever since the PlayStation Vita dock that I did with Dammit Jeff, my strengths have just been going from strength to strength with this program, and we've got some really cool stuff. We've actually got something coming up real soon with Dammit Jeff. It's going to be another project it's just going to blow you away. It's absolutely amazing. Yes, there is going to be a little bit of RGB in there, but again, it's always optional. So I think I'm going to end this video here, but if you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do by now. Like, subscribe, and then don't forget to hit that bell icon so you don't miss any future uploads. I'm JP, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one.